What's up, guys and gals? Apologies for the day late review for the next chapter, the latest chapter of Kengan Omega. Kengan Omega, chapter 251, entitled Mukaku's Legacy. Now, as I already said, apologies that, the review's about a day late or so, just things got busy, right? This chapter has three things actually, that I fundamentally love, that I enjoyed all the way. Alright, first and foremost, Ohma. I already saw this on Reddit and stuff like that yesterday after the chapter dropped, hours and hours later, and I was reading it, and a lot of people are bringing this up, but I'm going to bring it up too. As much as I love seasoned veteran Ohma, to see him inner monologue and go back to our fight? Oh, you son of a bitch. I can't wait to kick the shit out of you. Going back to that primal, almost animalistic, barbaric state that we first fell in love with Ohma as our main character in the first manga. He definitely matured a lot, but to some people it was a little too much. He matured too far, in a way. He got too less angry, less this, less that. And of course, I can make an entire 10, 20, 30-minute video explaining how that makes sense given all the context that happened. That he would not be like Ohma from the first 50 chapters of Ashura in Omega. Character development just alone will tell you that that's not the case, right? That being said, we still miss Ohma having at least a little bit of bloodlust to his name, right? Because that's part of it. And so to see the reserved and much more calm, collected Ohma, who's all like, alright, yeah, I know I'm still top shit, I still know I'm the main character, but alright, to see him sort of be clench his fist, alright, and veins popping, oh, you son of a bitch, I can't wait to take you on, man. He knows that he can't take on Shen right now. He knows this. But he's like, oh, this is getting me hyped. Let's do this. So I really loved that moment where Shen basically said, look, and once again, we know that there's this X factor. I know a lot of people brought up Luohan and all the memories and stuff last chapter and stuff like that. But once again, Shen is once again doubling down on the fact that that isn't the case. That is not, that there is another thing that puts you into the Shen bracket. And as I said, I'm going to keep calling it principles, but he says here, listen, your physical specs, you're pretty much, just by adjusting your posture, by refining, there's not some kill-all, be-all, spirit bomb, super, Big Bang Kamehameha move that's going to make you be able to beat me, or that I could teach you, or anything like that. Right now, technique-wise, you're pretty, physical specs, you're pretty much the same as me, physically, and your techniques are, you have a variety, a good arsenal of moves. The Nico style is no slouch. I would just fine tune it. All you need to do, look at what just those little posture tweaks did to elevate your form. It's a big thing. I brought it up last time in the last review, but and people are making fun of this, and I'm like, they're either trolling or not. But seriously, doing one push-up with perfect form does more than 5 incorrect ones. 100%. And over longevity of time, proper form of any exercise or any physical activity you do, proper, perfect form, is going to not only, in the long run, less for more, but it's also going to mean back pain, knees, injuries. As you get older, the things you experience because you were doing these things that were hard on your joints, things you can't really work out or control, things that will get older and brittle with age, your bone density and your joints and stuff like that, classic things, you will delay that result by having perfect form. So here, Shen is basically saying, yeah, look at what just happened. I mean, they're dialing that up to 11, but it's a fighting battle manga, of course. So they're dialing up the idea that, yeah, this has already made you tons stronger. So you don't need anything new. You just need to perfect what you already know and have. And I'm like, all right, So once again, Shen doubling, tripling. I mean, if anybody at this point is saying, nope, memories plus his techniques is all you need to be Shen, Shen has repeatedly said that's not the case. So I'm still seeing people saying that, like they're disregarding the principles doesn't exist, and it's like, okay. The other part that I loved in doubling down on that is that Ohma then goes after the conversation and Shen then ends up leaving and stuff like that. Is that it's like, all right, you're gonna perfect this and stuff, right? But who was better at the Nico style than Ohma? You might want to argue Tiger Nico. I still think that his version of the Nico versus the real Nico that we know, Ohma's master, was stronger at the time of death. He was the strongest when it came to the Nico style. He was the best at it. So I'm gonna go off on a limb here and say, like, without the real Nico around, there's no one really better that could help him other than Shen with the adjustments and stuff. Other than Shen, there's nobody else that could help Ohma in regards to that's living. And what does he do? I'm like, all right, so what's he going to do? Train on his own? Like, what's he going to do? He's been focused on Koga. He goes to the beard, which I am now lacking. But he goes to the beard. And I immediately, and the best part about this, there's a lot of cool parts about this, is that, number one, you see, like, he's like, yeah, I'm not taking on apprentices. He's like, no Rohito, no Falcon, no, I'm not a ninja, no. And he has them, they train on their own pretty much. Kuroki doesn't really spar with them, train them, teach them. Immediately, with no dialogue whatsoever, Yamagohan just drops this bombshell on us halfway through the chapter. And what do we see? Kuroki's like, oh, an S-tier fighter is here. Alright, well, yeah, respect. Right? That's immediately what I'm getting from this. Almost like, listen, I need to go up against the best. You're literally the only person to ever defeat me. You straight up are the only person to ever win a fight against me. Legit. You actually killed me. I want to fight you. You know what I mean? I mean, you could argue Ryan to a degree and stuff, and they were sparring and stuff, but yeah, I mean, I'm sitting here saying, like, Kuroki is the closest thing we have to Shen without Shen himself, right? So he's like, if it's back to fundamentals, it's back to the minuscule things, back to the basics and stuff, who better than the dude who doesn't really have, yes, he's got Devil Lance and stuff, but Kuroki doesn't rely on fancy cure techniques and, formless versus this and that. And he doesn't he's got the Devil Lance, that's it. He's perfected the art of throwing a punch. He's perfected footwork. He reminds me of the dude in, his name begins with an S, I forget his name right off the case, but Prince of Tennis, the dude who was the Bible Tennis. He had perfected everything. He was by the rule book, and fundamentally, if you follow all the rules and do everything exact, there's no reason why you can't return every ball, you can't score every point, that you can't, from a logical on paper standpoint, and he had this perfected tennis, right? And it's the same idea here, and he was one of the top tier, characters for this reason alone. Kuroki basically is the same idea. He knows how to throw a fist better than anybody else, basically, in the verse, give or take, right? And he knows all this stuff. So him training with Ohma, and I love the fact that he wasn't willing to train anybody else, but at the moment we don't even see dialogue. He's already sparring with him and stuff. And we see Kuroki calm, but Ohma already sweating and stuff. So this is only going to help Ohma. Ohma knows that he's leagues. Shen told him, you're still leagues below me. You and I can't fight yet. And I love the fact that they don't even bring up the Kengan match. He just says, when we fight. Our fight. He is intending to fight Ohma at some point. He wants. And then they go into this whole thing about maybe he's just lonely. Like, because, as they said, Lu Han's a evil guy. Yan's evil, guys. You can like him. I don't, but he's evil. Tiger Nico's evil. Shen ain't evil. And they acknowledge that, and they're like, maybe he's just looking for someone he can actually talk to, like, not just talk to and stuff, because he's got Joji and stuff for that, and Joji's no slouch either, but he's actually looking for a real rival. he's got a friend in Joji and stuff like that, but he's looking for a martial arts rival, someone to actually make him try. I think it's one of those he got too strong things. I think this has been done subtly in a far better way than One Punch Man did it with Saitama. I think it's been done far more subtly, and it's not concrete, and that's why I think it's almost written a little better. We know for a fact that that's Saitama's problem. Shen, we're just spitballing that maybe that will make him happy. Maybe that would satisfy him. He doesn't want to kill anybody, but he still wants to test his strength properly without holding back against somebody, right? He doesn't want to win or lose. He wants a Waka and a Julius. That's what he wants. He wants a Ryan and an Ohma. He wants a proper rival in his realm, in his sphere. And whether that's Ohma or Kuroki or whatever, but I think that the reason that he's interested in Ryuki and Ohma is because, like they said, we sort of have the best shot because he knows biologically we can be him. Because we biologically are him. So there's no reason why we can't reach that level. But we have to figure it out. We have to be able to reach it, right? So I just really like that aspect of this whole dynamic with Shen and stuff. I really have been enjoying that. And the final thing that I really loved was not only like Shen just, oh man, like, before I get into the final part, the whole Yan thing. I wish I had reacted to this chapter for one panel. Just a panel where Yan is like, he's like, oh man, they're like, whoa, we feel bad for him. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to hang up on Yan. He's called me like 52 times or something like that. Click. And then Yan just goes off and just is there on the sidewalk or whatever going, that jackass hung up on me. Oh, you're in for it now, you SOB sort of idea. And I'm like, shut the fuck up, Yan. What are you going to do to him? You literally basically said, barring nuclear missiles, that no one in the Kengan Association can stop you not because of you, but because of him. So, though I know it's for comedic effect, the fact that he's going off on him is like, oh, you just wait, mister. I'll ground you. I'll give you a timeout. It's like, you have literal no power over this guy. If he's going to go hang out with Joe, he's going to hang out with Joe, who, by the way, can also likely kick your ass. So, you aren't stopping those two from hanging out whatsoever. I know Yan is a top tier fighter, but I'm just like, dude, you are way above your pedigree right now. You know, you're talking smack and stuff, and I know it's for comedic effect, but it's just funny to me. It's just funny. Also, we had a power surge, guys, so sorry about the light flashing. I'm not trying to give anybody a seizure. It's just the strobing effect, and I'm not going to re-record this because it's already a day late, so we're going to have to deal with that. Though it's really bad right now. I wonder what the hell. I got to fix that. As an electrician, you'd think I'd have working lights in my house. But anyway, so yeah, all those things, and the last part is once again a comedic effect, and I really liked it, was the fact that he goes, now Ohma just needs little tweaks. Ohma's already physically, like, basically perfect and all this stuff. Like, Ohma, MC energy going on right here. Oh, yeah, Koga. Now, Koga. Right. I forgot we had a new main character. Right. Work out, I guess? He's just, wait, but that's just basic advice. He's like, yeah, but you are way down here, bud. You're like C tier. We're talking S's with pluses and triple S tiers. We're talking the realm beyond S tier right now, levels. And you're still a middle of the pack fighter. You know? You aren't beating the A tiers. You know? So I'm just sitting here like, yeah. So it was quite funny. And then Joji's like, yeah, you really need to work on this, that, and the other thing, you know, and stuff. And it's just like, yeah. He's like, don't piggyback on what he says, Uncle. It's like, no, he's not wrong. And then him and Joji make some more plans together. And I'm like, yes, let's see some more of the best bromance I've seen in manga in a very long time. And not the really weird, creepy one with way too many tags on Pornhub, Naruto and Sasuke type of bromance. No, a real good bromance. A real solid, like, yeah, these dudes are just... Everybody loves them. Everybody loves Shen. Everybody loves Joji. Everyone loves them together. It just works. You know? It works like House and Wilson on House MD. It just works. It works so well. The camaraderie, it's fantastic. So they are a dynamic duo of their own degree. But anyways, that's it for me, guys. Yeah, because the rest of the chapter is just the Kengan Association, you know, they figured this out. And the chapter's called Mukaku's. Like, I didn't really talk about the plot, but I just don't care. It's only got to do with Ryuki, that little cottage shrine place that Mukaku was at in the inside. Retsudo basically went back to retrieve whatever Shen mentioned to Ryuki. Oh, by the way, there might be something there that's sort of yours, so you might want to go back. We skip over all that, thank Christ. But we skip over all that just to the fact that they have the book for the original Dragon Clan. So it's the Dragon Clan original techniques and stuff like that to improve the original, not the Gao style, but the original style and stuff like that, right? So maybe some secret moves, something like that. Who knows, but it's the original text. So we'll have to wait and see what that brings up going forward and stuff. But yeah, so that was the plot reason and stuff like that, but I was so much more interested in the whole Ohma is now training with the beard himself. I'm like, alright, he's obviously going to get stronger. And so will Kuroki, fighting up against an actual partner that won't die in one hit from Kuroki. And, you know, just the Shen and Joji interactions and stuff like that. Koga and Ryuki are being pushed to the side. It's like, guys, I'm sorry, Ohma is just way better than you. And, once again, I am 100% for. It didn't need to make sense. It wasn't a great writing decision, but I don't care. Ohma is back, and he will always be the main character of Kengan, period. So, I'm not upset with this. I'm happy. But what did you guys think of the chapter? Let me know down in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. As always, we'll see all you guys back here next time for Chapter 252 of Kengan Omega. Looking forward to it. Hope you guys are too. Sayonara.